I'm sharing a reading experience. I took down notes from the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, and I'm sharing them with you now. I hope you listen and receive something worthwhile from this. Remember, these are just my notes, not necessarily a report of what the book is about. It might not even be the words or thoughts of the author. Rather, these are what I gleaned or thought about while I was reading. These notes are what caught my interest because the ideas expanded my knowledge or made me think, reflect, or ponder in some way. This video might inspire you to read what I did. It's my hope that you will search from the best books and gain information and ideas to help you to become a better person. The more you read, the better you'll think. And the better you think, the more you'll be able to face life's challenges successfully. Marx's father wanted him to become a lawyer like himself. Marx was instead absorbed in the books of the English British economists of the early Romantic period. These writings influenced Marx and Engels to write the Communist Manifesto in their late 20s. At the time, every country was what we would call backwards, and every country in the world except for the Americas and Switzerland was a monarchy. Kings and nobles ruled Europe. Since Marx and Engels despised soldiers and hated rulers, their romantic politics reacted against the many rules and restraints found in French classical culture. Marx predicted that the, quote, communists would ally themselves with the social democrats against the conservative bourgeoisie. The Russian Revolution became the signal for the proletarian revolution in the West so that both complement each other, unquote. Inspired by Marx and Engels, Lenin carried out a revolution in conditions that Marx would have considered unlikely. History has shown that there has been no successful worker revolutions and no proletarian states as Marx and Engels envisioned it, and yet the ideas of Marx and Engels are the backbone of modern socialist and communist agendas. Perhaps out of hate for his own family, Marx wrote, Abolition of the family. The Communist Party intends on the absence of the family since the parent and the child relationship is, quote, disgusting. Why should children be exploited by parents? The solution? We will replace home education with social education. Some of the things that Marx said are as follows. Modern bourgeoisie society establishes new classes of oppression. Each step in the development of the bourgeoisie has been accomplished by a corresponding political advance of the class. The oppressed class was under the sway of the feudal nobility. The bourgeoisie then got the upper hand and put an end to all feudal, patriarchal, and idyllic relations. It has pitilessly torn asunder the motley feudal ties that bound man to his natural superiors, and has left remaining no bound between men and men, that naked self interest and callous cash payment. The bourgeois exploration is veiled by religious and political illusions. The bourgeois, by instruments of production and by communication, draws all, even the most backward nations, into civilization and creates a world in its own image. The work of the proletarians is an appendage of that machine. They are both soldiers and slaves, enslaved by the machine. They are a social scum and rotting mass. The proletarian's mission is to destroy. Communists are the most advanced and resolute section of the working class parties. Their formation is to overthrow and conquer. In this sense, the theory of communism may be summed up in a single phrase: abolition of private property. Communism deprives no man of the power to appropriate the products of society. All that it does is to deprive him of the power to subjugate the labor of others by means of such appropriation. Communism intends to abolish countries and nationality. Communists intends to overthrow Christianity. When Christian ideals succumb to 18th century rationalist ideas, the idea of liberty and freedom of conscience give way. The communist abolishes eternal truths. It will abolish all religion and all morality. Next, centralize all instruments of production in the hands of the state. 1. Abolishment of property to public purposes. 2. A heavy graduated income tax. 3. Abolishment of all rights of inheritance. 4. Confiscation of property. 5. Centralization of credit in the hands of the state by means of a national bank with a state capital and an exclusive monopoly. 6. Centralization of communication and transportation in the hands of the state. 7. Extension of factories and instruments of production owned by the state. 8. Equal liability of all people to labor, establishment of state controlled industrial armies, especially for agriculture. Eliminate the unproductive. 9. Gradual abolition of the distinction between town and country. A more equitable distribution of the population over the country. 10. Free education for all children in public schools, combining education with industrial production. Small farmer proprietors are the precursors of the modern bourgeoisie and must be eliminated. Others of the bourgeoisie society includes philanthropists, humanitarians, improvers of the conditions of the working class, organizers of charities, members of society for the prevention of cruelty to animals. Eliminate those that want the advantages of modern society without the struggles and dangers from revolution. Eliminate those that reject revolutionary actions and wish to attain their ends by peaceful means. The communist revolution must be the most radical rapture. Unquote. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, look after yourself.